Hello class, welcome to week 7. Today I'm going to go over the assignments that are due for this week, starting off with the reading portion. We have chapters 15 and 16 that are going to go over careers in teaching physical education and coaching and sport instruction. The other portion that is due this week and you can get extra credit for is the course evaluation. So you should have received an email regarding that. So please, if you're inclined to do so, and just for the sake of making these courses better, give your feedback on those. It only takes a few minutes, and I won't be able to see what your answers are. I'll just know that whether or not you've completed it, and that's how I'll give you the 10 extra credit points. Next is the quiz 7, which is on chapters 15 and 16. Very similar to the other quizzes that you've taken so far. So we finally get to your critical assignment, which we've been working towards over the last 7 weeks. And the basic instructions are noted here. And as you can see, there's a couple parts to it. There's a resume, which you turned in last week, and I've already graded and given you feedback, as well as a cover letter. So those are the two written portions, the resume and the cover letter. If you look down here, there's a statement that says all documents should be in chronological order, and then it tells you professional interview questions, answers, reflection, professional organizations, resume, and cover letter. So I think the creator of the curriculum for this course, I think they may have done that before, where you had to turn everything in, but I think it's been updated since, except for this portion. So all you're responsible for is turning in the resume and the cover letter. Now, the information you have from the interview, the answers that you got, your reflections, the research that you did on your professional organizations, all of that, you will need that information because, as you can see here, aside from turning in your resume and your cover letter, you have to turn in a 4 to 7 minute video presentation. In the presentation, as you can see, you have to include a brief summary of why you chose this particular profession, the educational requirements, barriers of entry, current trends, your current qualifications, and how and why you would make a good fit, and identify areas that you can improve to make yourself more marketable in that field. So these are all things that we've addressed over the last all of the caps that you've completed up to this point. So that's why I said that you do need all of that information at hand, so that when you're creating this presentation, you can address each of those points. And then I also make it a point to note that you should dress professionally. So in your first interview, I kind of gave you guys some leeway, but on this one, please try to at least, have some sort of professional dress and take it as if it were a real interview. And the other thing I want to point out is, because this is going to be a presentation / interview, you should have all of this information in PowerPoint form. It doesn't say it on here, but that's pretty much the only way I could think that you could present all of this information in an organized manner without having to just completely memorize everything and have different visuals to show me what you've researched and learned throughout the last 7 weeks. So now you have a decision to make as far as how you're going to record yourself and the PowerPoint presentation. So I would recommend using Screencast-O-Matic, which is actually a software that I'm using currently. And with this software, you have the option of just recording the screen, just recording yourself, or both. It kind of shows you a little snippet of what the recorder looks like when you open it up. So you have the option of choosing both, and it'll record everything that's within the screen that you've chosen, and it'll put like a little picture-in-picture on the bottom right or in the top right, which will be the recording of yourself. So I would highly recommend using that. There is other softwares, other programs that you can use to do this, but this is the one that I know that works pretty easy, and you don't have to pay anything for it. You just have to sign up for their free membership. So now I just want to go over the rubric for this, for your critical assignment. So this is attached to the assignment. You can pull up this rubric so that you can follow along and make sure that you're hitting each of these points, because this is how I'm going to be grading these assignments. The first dimension is resume and cover letter. So if you want either between 27 and 30 points for that, it says student creates an accurate, organized, professional, error-free resume and cover letter for their chosen career. Suggested corrections from the professor have been implemented. So as you can see, I do take into account whether or not you took the advice and the suggestions I made in correcting your resume and cover letter. So please make sure to go over that. If you have any questions regarding that, please email me as soon as possible so that you can get this done on time. But for the most part, everyone had pretty good resumes and cover letters, so there's not a whole lot you're going to have to restructure. Then the next three sections mainly have to do with the presentation. So Dimension 2 talks about quality of information, Dimension 3, reflection and application, and finally Dimension 4, professionalism and video presentation. So one of the things that I'm really going to be looking for is how you integrated what you learned in class, everything that you researched, in defending or supporting your argument for the career that you've chosen. So it says under reflection and application here, excellent demonstration of an in-depth analysis integrating 1 to 2 key kinesiology concepts learned from the course and how its significance relates to their career path. So that's one of the things that like I said, I'll be looking for. And to give you an example, we talked about sports psychology, we talked about rehabilitation, we talked about physical education, the different career paths that you can take. But we also talked about, the sociological, the psychological portion of the way these careers affect the population in the United States. So look back to those chapters where that was discussed, see how you can integrate that into your presentation. Another example would be, I made it a point to discuss how the careers within health sciences and physical education can impact the health of our total population, and the importance of that, especially now because of the amount of funds and resources that are spent on our national health care, just because of current lifestyle, which makes it so sedentary, and the prevalence of chronic diseases. I made it a point to make sure we discuss that and how our careers can impact that for the better, and that we should always think about that as we move on into our careers. So that's just a few examples of how you can use your reflection to support your path into the career field that you've chosen. And then finally, the presentation. How professional you are, the affect that you present yourself with, your confidence, engaging, clear, all of those things. And I believe I gave you some feedback on your first interview, so you should have some of that to help to guide you as you do the second interview and presentation. Now I'm going to go over how you're supposed to turn all of this work in. And as you can see here, it says you're going to turn in the critical assignment into 2 different places, Blackboard and TaskStream. The instructions that are noted here are how to turn it into TaskStream. But before you do that, it asks you to check for critical assignment for originality at this point. So this is where you turn it into Blackboard, and you're going to have to check a box that says to check for originality. So that's what I mean by turning it into Blackboard. So you'll have to do this portion first. Once you've done that, then you can follow these instructions. And there's a PDF here that's attached as well that'll show you some screenshots of what to expect when you start turning it into TaskStream. Before I finish this video, I just wanted to point something out here. This is under the instructions for submitting your assignment under TaskStream. So under step 5, it tells you what you want to attach to the assignment. So there's three options: attachments, text and image, and then videos. So under attachments, that's where you would attach your cover letter and resume. So that's why it says here attachments, best for Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, and PowerPoint presentations. Now, when you want to turn in the actual presentation, the recorded video of yourself, that you will have two options. This option where it says text and image, or the option that says videos. Because if you look here, the text and image option says this is a good option if you are attaching a link to a website. So just like you did your first interview, you can choose that option, and then you just have to copy and paste your link for your YouTube video. Or if you're proficient enough and you know how to attach videos and they work well, you can attach the actual video under this option. So that's kind of up to you. So that's where I'll leave you. If you have any questions regarding the critical assignment, how to upload it, any kind of thing related to this week's assignments, please reach out to me as soon as possible. Don't leave your work to the last minute. Again, the late policy does apply here, and you have to make sure to stay on top of things. If there's anything that comes up that's going to keep you from turning it in on time, please reach out to me as soon as possible. I'm trying to work with everyone, and I know everyone has busy schedules, busy lives, and unexpected things that come up. But you have to communicate with me early and often just to make sure we're on the same page. So again, good luck with this. I'm sure most of you are going to do great. You've been turning in really good work. Um, and I wish you the best. Have a great week, and I will talk to you next time.